nobody likes to pay fees, especially really big fees. And if you've been on selling on Amazon anywhere longer than 6 months, most likely you might be getting an email from Amazon that talks about long-term storage fees. Amazon calls this their aged inventory notification, and they send it out to anyone has any multiple items stored at FBA warehouses for too long, anywhere over 6 months, and they tell you that there's an upcoming storage fee for those items. Now, if you send in 5 items, only 4 of them are actually going to be charged this fee. The fee comes up on February 15th and August 15th, twice a year. You get one excluded. You get one of the items excluded. So if you have 5 in stock, Amazon gives you, a pass on one of those, and will only charge you the long-term storage fee on 4 of those. And they do this for a reason. Amazon does not want to be your storage facility. I mean, they do want to store your items for a short time for it to sell, but back in the old days of Amazon FBA, people would send them everything because there were no long-term storage fees. And monthly storage fees equated to like maybe a penny or two a month. And so people would send them everything, and stuff just kept getting piled and piled up. And it's like, I don't care if that book is ranked 200 million in books. Is that even possible? I don't think so. I'm going to go ahead and send it to Amazon anyway. Let them store it. I don't want to deal with it. And it happens to sell, great. But Amazon does not want to be your long-term storage solution. They want you to have fast turnover when it comes to sales. And you know what? You want to have fast turnover too. The faster your items turn over and sell, the faster you can get that capital back, the faster you can reinvest it in more items to sell on Amazon. And it creates a snowball. You start to sell, and you make a larger profit on that, and you buy more stuff that sells, and you make a larger profit on that, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's awesome. But Amazon does not want to be your long-term storage option. And if you're watching this, on Periscope, and you see the hearts, and when you're tapping on the screen, little hearts come up, and with the little hashtag Easter egg, it also shows a refrigerator. And I don't know why they're doing refrigerators with hashtag Easter egg, but it works. And you know what? Refrigerators are good. Refrigerators are awesome. Refrigerators are awesome to store things in, but you know what? You don't want to store things too long in your refrigerator. Things are going to go bad. Things are going to start to smell. Things are going to start to grow that shouldn't. It's really bad news. And so I'm making this little silly comparison with storing things in your refrigerator too long to storing things in Amazon too long. You don't want to store it. It's wasted capital if you have items stuck at Amazon longer than a year or so, longer than 6 months or so for some items. It's wasted capital that could be used on better turnover items. Now, I understand there's some items that are long tail that take a while to sell, and that's why Amazon gives you an exemption on one of the items. So if you have 20 of them in stock right now, you might be charged for 19 of those for a long-term storage fee. Well, let's get right to my 6 ways that I avoid long-term storage fees. I've done this in the past. You can do it too, because you want to avoid these fees. They're pretty big. It's currently, as of January of 2016, it's currently $11.25 per cubic foot of anything stored at Amazon over 6 months. And for the items stored over Amazon 12 months, it's $22.50 per cubic square foot. Last year, I had 83 items that were going to be charged a long-term storage fee when I first got their email, their aged inventory notification email. And if I would have just not tried to avoid these fees, it would have cost me almost $300 for those 83 items. That's like $3.51 per item to store them at Amazon. So this is a fee that you want to avoid. You don't want it to sneak up on you come February 15th, and they charge the fees, and you're like, oh my gosh, Amazon just took a huge chunk out of my next disbursement. Well, when you get the aged inventory notification in your inbox, this is their warning to you. We did a video a few days ago about how to find out exactly what items are being charged the fee and what those fees are. Well, today I want to tell you the 6 ways that you can avoid these fees. So let me jump right to it. The number 1 most popular answer is to reprice. Reprice your items. when you go into Amazon and there's a way where you can tell which items are going to be charged these fees, you can look at on the report which items are going to be charged the most, and you could reprice those items. You could lower your price to become more competitive, lower your price to win the buy box, and try to be able to sell out. Because obviously you would rather sell your items now than wait, a month or so and then get charged a fee just to have them continue to wait at Amazon. It's not always the case. We'll come back to some exceptions a little bit later, but the number one way that most people avoid long-term storage fees, they reprice it so that the item is competitive and they can get the next sale. The number two way is to use Amazon promotions. Amazon promotions are things like you can go into your Seller Central account and you can set up like a buy one get one free or buy one get one half off promotion. You can do a buy three and get 50% off. There's different types of promotions, and I'll give you a link that will take you to all of these options that you have right now, that I'm giving you right now, so you can learn more about them and go to the Amazon page that tells you about it. But the second way is to do Amazon promotions, and that's good when you have multiples of items. You can set up sales, and people can see those. Number three is to use Amazon sponsored products. Amazon sponsored products is basically doing pay-per-click advertising on Amazon, where you pay 10 cents per click or 15 cents per click or something, and Amazon does its best to make sure that when a person searches for your item, they either see it in a little advertisement on the side of the screen or maybe on Facebook or wherever, or just at the top of the search results when they're searching for things. So another way is to advertise on Amazon. If this is an item that is going to charge you a huge long-term storage fee, then this is another option for you to be able to sell those items. If it's an item that has a really bad sales rank and you're like, oh my goodness, I sell like one of these a month and I've got 10 of them and there's only a month and a half left there's only a month left until the storage fees hit. What am I going to do? Well, you could try to, do a sponsored post. Number four is using multi-channel fulfillment. And what that means is that you can sell these same items on eBay, on other sites, on Craigslist, on whatever site you want to sell them on. And when they sell, then you go to Amazon and then you set up Amazon to ship that item to your customer. So you can go to eBay, you can set up a product page on eBay and try to get eBay buyers to buy your item. And when they buy it, you can go to Amazon and set up a fulfillment order and able to ship it to that customer. There's a lot of different types of programs that are out there that help sync everything together. I know Joe Lister is one that some people have recommended. I've never used it yet, so I don't give it my stamp of approval yet, but I know some people talk about that. But it's just another option where you're getting more eyes on your products to possibly get them to sell. So multi-channel fulfillment. My number five way is to reprice again. Some people get their aged inventory notification from Amazon and they're like, oh my gosh, I need to reprice the item so they'll sell. And so they go to their computer and they're like, okay, I'm repricing it. And then they don't think about it again until after they get their fee, and they don't realize that there are other people who are also getting the aged inventory notification that they're lowering their prices too to try to get the next sale. So you might need to lower it even more. And then the last way to avoid the long-term storage fees, when you've tried everything else, is to create a removal order and have the items sent back to you. Now, it does cost, for most things, I think it's like 40 cents for a standard size item, 50 or 60 cents for an oversized item. There's different fees. You want to check Amazon to make sure you know how much it's going to cost to have the item sent back to you. But that's another option where you can have the items sent back to you. Maybe you want to store them in your garage for a while until maybe September of next year or September of this year, so that you can send them all back into Amazon, trying to get them to be sold for Q4. But or you can try to send them back to your place and sell them in a garage sale or whatever. But to avoid those long-term storage fees, the last result or the last option is to have the items sent back to you. Now, one thing I want to say about having items sent back to you, last year, Amazon sent out an email stating if you like they sent out I can't speak. Amazon sent out an aged inventory notification, and then a few weeks later sent out another aged inventory notification. And in that, it said, if you decide to send back any of these items, you cannot do that until December 1st. You know, so when I got that email, it was just at the beginning of August. And so Amazon decided to put a hold on sending that ASIN back into Amazon for a couple months. And so they don't want you to just mail it back to yourself and then you send it all back right back into Amazon. Amazon knows that little trick, and they put a stop to it, toward the end of last year, around the August 15th long-term storage fee day. So who knows what they're going to do this year? I don't know if they're going to do that same type of rule where they say if you send any items back to avoid long-term storage fees, you can't send them back in until, July 1st. They could do that. So just know that that is a possibility where Amazon will put a date on that where you cannot send any ASIN, not just the ones that you had sent back. If you go to a garage sale or find it at a retail store and you find a whole bunch of them and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm basically getting these for free, I'm going to send them to Amazon now. Amazon's going to be like, sorry, too bad, you can't send it back in until after this date. So again, I'm not calling it that that's what's going to happen this year, but that's what happened last year, and you at least need to know about it and be aware for this year. Now, there are some exceptions for times when you want to pay a long-term storage fee. Now, maybe you've got just a handful of items, and maybe it's only going to cost you about 10 cents, 15 cents, maybe even under $1, and you're like, you know what, if I lower my price by $5 to get the sale, just to avoid a 15-cent or a $1 fee, that's not good math. You don't want to lower your price $5 just to avoid a $1 fee, because you're losing even more than the $1 fee. Now, so there are certain items that will be charged a long-term storage fee that it's okay. It's okay that it's charged that fee. Maybe you looked at the camel history and you've seen, okay, you know what? In January and February, this item really slows down in sales. But come summer, this is a summer item, and so the price is gonna get back. I'm gonna get the price that I want, and I'm not gonna lower my price by $5 or $6 just to avoid a $1 fee, because I know I'll get, I've got 10 of them in stock, and I know come July, these are going to be flying off the shelves, and I'll get my price. So it's something to think about, but on the other hand, there are items that you've been holding on too long that you need to just give up on those items, be okay taking a loss, and sell them on Amazon so you can get the capital back to reinvest it in better turnover inventory, higher turnover inventory. You can find out more on this whole topic at fulltimefba.com/avoid LTSF. And LTSF stands for long-term storage fees. So fulltimefba.com/avoid LTSF. And it breaks down all of these options, gives you links to find out more about Amazon sponsored posts, about their promotions, other things that are helpful in making this decision, because you want to make the best decision. You want to have inventory that turns over quickly, but you also don't want to lower your price to where you're not going to be able to get the price that you want later down the road. So again, long-term storage fees, you want to do your best to avoid them. And I hope that this has been helpful for you today. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, I'd appreciate a little thumbs up below. That would be really cool. And if you have a comment or a question, you can do that below too. Any of the links that we talked about during this video, you can find that in the description below, and it will take you right where you need to go. And if you want to be sure you don't miss out on any of the future videos, be sure you subscribe to this channel, and you'll be able to get notifications when our new videos are posted, so you don't miss out on any Amazon FBA information. And if you want to learn more about me and the website, come to fulltimefba.com, where, as always, it's my goal to give you the strategies, the tools, and the confidence you need to turn part-time hours into a full-time income with Amazon. Well, that's all for today. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.